Hi, this is 20 Sides, and this is the process video for Grumpy Kitty Cafe. So here we have my sketching process, and this is where I decide on the nice basic shapes of the Grumpy Kitties, and this is also where I decide what kind of coffee I want the kitties to have. This is also where I decide what kind of cats I want to feature on the Grumpy Kitty pen. And basically I do this so that I have a nice basic shape. And here we have the outlines. This is where I outline my Grumpy Kitties. And I find that I don't strictly follow what I do for the sketching whenever I do my outlines. And I do this because during the process when I'm doing my outlines and stuff, I usually find that, there's something wrong with my sketch. So I basically use the sketch just as a little guide for myself. And while I'm doing this, I'm also thinking about how I'm going to color it. I'm thinking about how difficult it's going to be, etc., etc. So basically this is just the groundwork for future stages. So now we're on the coloring stage, and this is where I decide everything. I decide how the markings are going to look for all the cats, and I actually take inspiration from real cat breeds, but mostly I just invent my own cats, if that makes sense. And also I start problem solving. So like you saw there, usually black doesn't sit well with black, so we put a little white there. And then here I start problem solving how we're going to do the markings for this cat without it being too monotonous. So there I've decided now to put some nice stripes and things right there, lovely stripes. And then eventually, you see what I did there. So basically I clip those extra ones. And now we're going to color this kitty. I start coloring the foreground first because it's easier to work foreground to background. And then here I haven't really decided yet what the color is going to be. Right now I'm just thinking about, I'm going to need all of this colored. So there, I do that. I do the basic shapes for the markings. I clip that off. And then I do basic shapes again, clip that off. Cute tail. And then I decide, that's not nice. So I do that instead. So as I'm doing this, I realized, hey, this is not a real cat. And then I kind of just leave it be, and I think about what's gonna be cute on a cat. So I've decided to make a little Dalmatian cat here, right there. And now for the final adjustments. This is where I look at my entire artwork and I try to figure out what works, what doesn't work, and I try to put new colors. So for example, on this cat, I wasn't satisfied with the kind of gray it had, so I did an orange and then I stuck it back to gray, but a light color. And then I start going back over what doesn't seem right, like there's no coffee that's very black, so I decided to make it a latte. And then here I also flatten the image for our printers so that they don't have a difficult time printing this. And if you notice, I'm using Pantone colors, the warm gray, etc., etc. And I use that also for our printers. And this one, I'm trying to put some nice whites on the black so that the shape of the cat is also a little bit more preserved, even if everything is black. So you can see here movement lines. I also make that white. There you go, make it white. And that's how you know the kitty is grumpy, because of the swishy tail. And here I make final adjustments before. Et voila! Grumpy Kitties.